The Trump administration's dramatic reshaping of U.S. foreign aid has sent shockwaves through the global development community, leaving a trail of terminated contracts, laid-off workers, and unanswered questions about the future of American humanitarian engagement. In a move described by Secretary of State Marco Rubio as a radical redefinition of U.S. national interest, a 6-week purge has effectively gutted the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, slashing a staggering 83% of its programs. This sweeping action, initiated by an executive order from President Donald Trump on January 20th, froze billions of dollars in foreign assistance and launched a comprehensive review of the nation's vast development portfolio. The administration's rationale, bluntly stated, was that much of the existing foreign aid was inefficient and promoted a liberal agenda, a characterization fiercely contested by Democrats and aid organizations alike. The scale of the cuts is breathtaking. Tens of billions of dollars in funding, representing decades of carefully cultivated relationships and strategically implemented programs, have been abruptly terminated. Thousands of contracts, spanning a spectrum of critical interventions from combating deadly epidemics and preventing devastating famines to fostering economic development and promoting democratic governance, were summarily canceled. The speed and seemingly indiscriminate nature of these terminations have raised serious concerns about due process and the potential for irreparable damage. The administration's claim of a thorough program-by-program review rings hollow in the face of mass email contract terminations dispatched within days. The lack of transparency surrounding the selection criteria for the remaining 18% of programs has fueled skepticism and accusations of arbitrary decision-making. The assertion that these salvaged programs will be administered more effectively under the State Department offers little reassurance, given the abruptness and lack of detail accompanying the cuts. The human cost of this drastic policy shift is equally alarming. Aid groups, already operating under challenging circumstances, have been forced to lay off tens of thousands of employees, both in the U.S. and internationally. These layoffs encompass a wide range of professionals: epidemiologists, agricultural experts, democracy trainers, development economists, individuals with years of experience and expertise dedicated to improving lives in some of the world's most vulnerable regions. Their sudden unemployment not only disrupts their livelihoods, but also undermines the ongoing efforts to alleviate suffering and promote stability in those regions. The administration's actions have sparked outrage among Democratic lawmakers who argue that the shutdown of congressionally funded programs is illegal, requiring congressional approval. They point to the potential for devastating consequences, from exacerbating humanitarian crises to undermining U.S. influence and credibility on the global stage. The abrupt halt to vital programs designed to address critical issues like famine relief, disease prevention, and economic development raises concerns about increased instability and human suffering. Furthermore, the lack of clarity regarding the criteria for program selection leaves a lingering sense of uncertainty. Critics argue that the administration's narrow definition of national interest overlooks the interconnectedness of global challenges and the long-term strategic benefits of development assistance. The potential loss of valuable partnerships and the erosion of trust with international allies further compound the concerns. The Trump administration's approach to foreign aid represents a radical departure from decades of bipartisan support for international development. The scale of the cuts, the lack of transparency, and the disregard for established processes have raised serious questions about the administration's commitment to humanitarian principles and its understanding of the complex interplay between national security and global development. The long-term consequences of this dramatic overhaul remain to be seen, but the immediate impact is undeniable: a significant setback for global development efforts and a profound disruption for those who rely on U.S. aid for survival. The implications extend far beyond mere budget cuts. They represent a fundamental shift in America's role in the international community and cast a long shadow over the future of global humanitarian assistance. The resulting instability and suffering in vulnerable regions are a direct consequence of this dramatic and controversial policy shift. The international community is left questioning the future of U.S. leadership in global development and the long-term ramifications of this drastic and unprecedented change.